Hey guys, what's up? Reciever back here again with another Vikings video, and this time we have some breaking news. The Vikings have signed former St. Paul, Minnesota native Michael Floyd onto the active roster. Floyd was a long-time Arizona Cardinal, being the #2 guy behind Larry Fitzgerald for a number of years. Last year, he had the DUI charge. From what I heard, he's actually passed out at a stoplight, so that's really not good there. But then he went to the New England and played there for 2 games. So his stats, his rookie year, he also want to talk about, he was a first-round pick in 2012, where he was 13th overall. So that means he obviously has talent. So let's see what he can do here. Let's look at his stats. In 2012, he played in all 16 games. He had 45 receptions. He had 562 yards and 2 touchdowns. In 2013, his best year, he played in all 16 games again. 65 receptions, 1,041 yards for 5 touchdowns. 2014, again 16 games, 47 receptions, 841 yards, and 6 touchdowns. In 2015, about the same, 15 games, 52 receptions, 849 yards, and 5 touchdowns. So very similar there. That's what I would expect. That's kind of his ceiling. We've seen that 1,000-yard season, but that guy had a lot of good things to go right there. 2 back-to-back 800-yard seasons about seems right for him. So based off that, it looks like he'd be on our roster, our #3 guy at the most. But let's look at Michael Floyd and let's look at more things about him. He is 6'3", 220 pounds, so he gives us a legit red zone target. A great guy to tutor Laquan Treadwell, and so it's good. It's gonna be those two competing for that #3 spot. For the Vikings' sake, I think we all gotta cross our fingers and hope Laquan Treadwell makes his next step forward. But if we had to have Michael Floyd there, all of a sudden it's not a bad situation. If we can have Diggs and Thielen on the outside, or inside in this case for Diggs, picking up 1,000 yards, then we have a guy that can be the #3 guy that can go on outside and be a great red zone target, that can get 800 yards and be a big body target for Sam Bradford, or maybe even Teddy Bridgewater to throw the ball to. That's a really good situation for the Vikings. And Michael Floyd is, of course, from Minnesota, so if there's ever a time where he's going to play hard and Mike Zimmer's going to get the most out of him as he possibly can, this is the time. So on paper, I think you'd be very optimistic about this. It gives the Vikings a really good shot of having a really good deep wide receiver core that I thought we already had. I didn't think they really needed another wide receiver. Before we had this, it was Diggs and Thielen were easily the #1, #2 guys. Laquan Treadwell, we're hoping he's going to be the next legit red zone type big wide receiver in the NFL. Jarius Wright's okay. We drafted 2 guys in the draft. We're already up to 7. We have Mobo. We have the kid from the Gophers, Farrat. I think that's his name. It's whatever. Isaac Fritzke. I don't know why. Gus Farrat's a quarterback. Isaac Fritzke, who made it on the roster at the end of the year last year. So we have a ton of receivers on our team, which means it's going to be really hard to make the squad. So if he shows any bad off-field issues, if he gets a DUI during the preseason, I think he'll be cut immediately. I don't think Mike Zimmer is going to play around with him at all. So I don't have any, I don't see the contract. If I edit it, if details on the contract comes out, I'll edit it in right here. But if it's not, I'm sure it'll be a low risk type contract, not a lot of guaranteed money, and probably only 1 year. So nothing to really be bad about. We probably won't be pinned on him for a long time. And if it works out, it's great. It gives us, I think, 3 legit wide receivers on our team mixed in with Kyle Rudolph. I think our red zone game should be off the hook this year. Having a much better running game, having a healthy Kyle Rudolph, Michael Floyd, and Hodges from the draft, the tight end we got. All 3 great red zone targets. So I think Sam Bradford had himself a heyday, and he should be set to have a career year this year with a much better offense around him, when last year was his best offense, and it just got so much better in the offseason. So it should be extremely good for our team. It's going to be weird seeing the future of our wide receivers that were kind of on the bubble coming into this draft, or into this season. Guys like Mobo, he looked improved on video, over the last couple of training sessions, but is he going to be good enough to even make it on the practice squad this year? There's going to be so much talent around. I don't know if Isaac Fricky has a chance. I think we're higher on Mobo. I mean, we drafted him. Isaac Fricky was unsigned free agent. And we have 2 rookies this year that are going to have a hard time making it. Our 4th round guy, I got, whatever. The one that's quick that we got in the 4th round, I believe. I'll put his name up, why not? I think he'll make it just because he's a great kick return. He'll probably be our kick returner this year. And then the last guy, he'll probably be on the practice squad. That's what I'm guessing. And will we have 6 wide receivers? That's gonna be another thing. We probably won't need a fullback. CJ Ham's making that transition there, but I don't think we'll need him there. I think he'll probably either make it on the practice squad or be cut during preseason, because we don't need a fullback really. We have a ton of fullbacks that can get it done. A ton. We have 3, but we have a lot of running backs that are used to this right now. That I formation, we don't need it. So a single back formation, we have 3 wide receivers on the field, have a 4 on the sideline. That might be too much. I don't know how many receivers we take on. If we find receivers that can do multiple things, they kick return and be a number 4 or 5 guy, I think we only need 5 receivers, but it's not too bad having 2 on the practice squad. So it's going to be a hard time making the team in any facet at wide receiver now. So there we have it. I want you guys to tell me what you guys hope Michael Floyd does for the Vikings. And if you like the signing, we'll talk about it in the comment section down below. See you in the next JOZ Vikings video. See ya.